Hello, everybody. Today is a privileged day for us at Cricket Chronicles with Chandresh because we have a very, very special guest, former India opener, coach, and selector, Mr. Aunshuman Gaekwad, who joins us from Baroda. Mr. Gaekwad, how are you placed? How are you doing? How is this pandemic treating you right now?
And this is the same all over for everyone. It's all over the world, not just you and me. Just stay at home and be safe.
Sir, I just thought that this pandemic is a perfect time to go down memory lane, and I just wanted to take you back through your own career in cricket, varied life that you've had in cricket. What kind of influence did your father have on your cricket?
Well, Chandresh, cricket was in my family. Meaning my uncles played, my grandfather played. Uh, you know, everybody, all those who were at home, they were all involved in cricket on day-to-day basis, 24/7. Because dad's friends used to come and they used to talk cricket all the time. So it was like cricket was in my blood, to be very frank. And then on top of that, you have people coming, chatting, and dad had become a big cricketer. He was playing for India. So, you know, the aura was different at home as far as cricket is concerned. And naturally, I was keen, and entire day if things are only cricket, 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 then obviously, you don't think anything else except cricket, not even studies.
So that brings me to the next question that, where did this steel in you come in? As in like being this, like this rock solid batsman who could weather pace and who could take on the fastest bowlers. Where did that come in from?
Sometimes it's a joke. I'll tell you, when I was in school, when I started playing cricket, a bit of cricket, I would say, I was very scared of fast bowling. So I had a coach. My dad was coaching me. I had a coach called J.M. Godpade, Jaising Godpade. We used to fondly call him Mama Sir. And he was the one, I don't know what he saw in me, but he was the one who, went after me all the time and made sure that, not a bowler, but a batsman as well. So he did everything that he could. In fact, he used to tie my right leg to the pole of the nets so that I don't shy away. I have no chance of moving back and ask the bowlers to bowl quick. So somehow, slowly, I got over it. But thanks to Mama Sahib that he made such a great effort.
Sir, what do you remember most about your test debut? What are your memories of that test debut? Because it was the start of the era of the great West Indies team under Clive Lloyd, and you were making your debut. What do you remember most about that debut?
Uh, well, you know what? Basically, getting selected for the Indian team itself was a big thing for me because looking forward to, in the sense that I was not sure whether I'm good enough to play for India. But as an aspirant, as a cricketer, everyone would feel that you want to go out there and represent your nation. And that's exactly what happened. So it was a great surprise for me. Though I had got 100 against West Indies in the combined universities, I had played the West Zone game against them. I had played another benefit match against West Indies on the same tour. So I knew the West Indians well by then. But coming to the test match, well, it was great. Meaning I didn't play the first two games, but third test match I did play in Calcutta, and it was great. Meaning, Chandresh, you won't believe. Today we talk about letting people know and let them prepare themselves for a big game, and mentally they should be ready to sort of play such a big game. But our time there was nothing of that sort. Meaning when I played
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'll start the question again
Yeah.
because it got frozen. Mr. Gaekwad, what do you remember most about your test debut against the West Indies? Because they were at the cusp of starting off a great era and you made your debut against them.
Well, Chandresh, what I remember is first getting selected for India. I think that was a big thing for me. So I played, combined universities against them, about 100. I played the West Zone game, then I had played one of the benefit matches as well. And I knew the West Indians very well. But getting into the Indian team was a big thing for me. And that too, I didn't play the first two test matches. But third test match, my debut match in Calcutta, was a surprise in a sense that Sunil Gavaskar was, hit during the Ranji Trophy match, and he was, not sure whether he would play or not play. And ultimately, day of the manning of the match, Tiger went for toss and he came back and said, "You're playing." So I didn't know whether he was telling me or Prasanna or Venki, who was standing with. But I asked Venki, so Venki got wild. He said, "What the hell are you asking me?" He was annoyed he was not playing. But he said, "You are playing." I said, "Okay." Now, half an hour for the match to start. And we were batting, mind you. Now, we always talk about mental preparation and this and that. Today there's a lot of scientific, what you call, solutions to problems. But we didn't have that. Our time was like whether you're playing or not, you're ready to play. Whether it is playing a match, whether it's your batting order, your opening, or going number 3 or going number 7, whatever, it can change anytime. And that's how it was. And we got in the match, and imagine my plight. 100,000 people in Eden Gardens, and the kind of pressure that I went through because I was not prepared. Probably it was a good thing that I was not told earlier, because I would have been probably more nervous, getting into the game. I had very little time, and as luck would have it, we lost 3 quick wickets, and then Ty got injured, and I had to walk in. The match was so tight. Situation was so tight for the Indian team, and as you see that, as a youngster playing my first match, 3 down, 30 odd runs, Tiger getting hit. That means we were almost 4 down, so 30, and me walking in front of that 100,000 people who were standing and shouting. I don't know for what. Whether they were excited about Tiger getting hit, or they were excited about, the West Indian fast bowling, or they were talking, excited about me coming in as a youngster. But it was a great experience, Chandresh. It's something that I hope nobody else gets into my shoes.
I was going through your entire career, and I got a feeling that whenever West Indies was around, you were around. It so happened that throughout your entire career, it seemed that whenever there was a West Indies team, either in India or India had to go to West Indies, your name was written first alongside Mr. Gavaskar. Uh, do you think it was destiny that you had to play so much of that great West Indies team?
I think, Chandresh, basically I thought they thought that I had the right kind of technique to play these fast bowlers, and the courage and the heart to, withstand, and, ability to stay there, hang around, because that time the story was that my job as an opening batsman was to hang on and let Sunil do everything, make sure the ball gets old. Unlike today's times, where the ball still moves and seams, even if it is old, 50 overs or 60 overs. There's a question of, talking about 10, 15 overs. When the ball gets old, nothing used to happen. Then you're talking about seam and swing now. That time it used to be cutting, in cutters and out cutters. That is after pitching. But that was my job. Well, and as you rightly said, it was just time and again that I was there. Entire my test career, I think I had missed only one test match against West Indies. Only one test match. Rest all I played. whether at home or overseas.
So it's very interesting you say that, because I particularly remember, and I've read gory reports of that 76 Jamaica test match, and you were one of the persons who got affected by that, by a Michael Holding bouncer. Can you explain to us what actually happened to you, because it sounds very gory when I read the reports, and you'd be able to explain that. And are you friends with Michael Holding now?
He is one of my best friends
Okay.
to start with. Every year, probably I go to London, and he's also there during summers. Some cricket is on, so he's doing commentary, and we make sure that we have dinner together. And we keep wishing each other even during the year. It's Christmas, it's New Year, or whatever. So as far as friendship is concerned, we are very thick. Meaning all those things were on the field. He was asked to do something, which he did. I was asked to do something, which I did. So, that's it. When you forget at that. But reminding me of Sabina Park, better not to remember. The moment I remember, I get scared myself. How did I do it? At that pace and so many fast bowlers, not one, this would be four. And that kind of wicket, and no helmets, no thigh pads, no chest guards, no arm guards, no protection whatsoever. So, it was like you say you blink at the wrong time and you're history. You're gone. It was that bad. So we had to probably concentrate that much harder, with the conditions that were there. And that helped us also to stay more on the wicket because of concentration and get the runs as well. So that was one part. But Savannah Park was a nightmare, I can tell you that. Even though we won the third test match, run chase, we were high on confidence, we were a happy lot, the entire team. Meaning, we were looking forward to the fourth test match, thinking that now we can beat West Indies. Never knew what we were looking forward to. But when we reached Jamaica and Sabina Park, when we saw the wicket, I said, we are looking at something serious. And me and Sunil, we walked around and we talked. And I said, man, this is going to have some bounce. And pace they had. Anyway, what they needed, that extra bounce. And the wicket was rock hard, meaning like with the spikes, if you walk on the wicket, it would sound as if you're walking on a cement wicket. So we were all set. And I think after winning the toss also, they put us in, and me and Sunil did well. We had a good partnership. So that's what, probably disturbed Clive. Because having lost the match, he was going to lose captaincy as well. But coming into the last test match, then it was do or die for Clive as well. So nothing happened till about, after lunch on day one. But everything started after that. The wickets, they couldn't get the wickets. So probably then they resorted to short pitch deliveries, beamers, round the wicket, bumpers, bounces. I think there was no restriction on bounces. Now you say one bouncer and that's it. Done with. You can be only a front foot. But there, no. It was back foot all the time. And, the way match progressed, I think we did fairly well. But their approach changed. And the approach changed, yes, then it was your grit, your determination, your concentration, and will to do well against all odds. And that's what I did. I was hit all over the place. I mean, my ribs were gone, cracked, my fingers were cracked. My left thigh had gone black and blue. And I was in pain, terrible pain on the day one. Though I was not out, I got one ball which I left from Mikey, hit me on my chest, and I had a seam of the ball. So the evening went just icy, nothing else, because I knew that I had to go on bat next day. And here comes the next day. Everything went on well, everything started well. So I kept getting hit. But Chandresh, the problem was that, my movement was, restricted sort of thing because of so many hits and the pain that I was going through. And any movement, any little movement would either ribs will pain, my hand will pain, or my chest would pain, or my thigh would pain. And you had to be quick. You can't be lazy and lethargic facing those guys. So those quicker moments again triggered a lot of pain. But all went on well, and last over before lunch, I was seeing the ball like a football. I was all set. I said, nobody can get me out now. Though I was getting hit on and on because Mikey, Daniel, everybody was bowling around the pitch, short ball because there's no mid-off, no mid-on, no covers, nothing. Just forward short leg, still mid-off, and all behind. And over before lunch, I think Mikey bowled round the wicket and I got hit on my chest again, where I got the previous day. Very painful, meaning I couldn't breathe. But the next ball, I got hit on my knuckles. And when I got hit, it was painful, meaning I shouldn't be using that word painful because it was there all the time. Because cracked rib, cracked fingers, and we didn't have those gloves that are flimsy, the cotton gloves. And I took a stance, and then suddenly I realized blood trickling down my gloves onto my pads. Then I said, oh, this is serious business. So I moved out and I checked. So my skin had ripped off, my nail had ripped off of the index finger, right hand. And well, what can you do? I said, never mind. I said, I've been hit so much and so many times, and I've been there. I said, I don't care. At the most, what will happen? I will die. And I was ready to die. That was for sure. I said, doesn't matter, but I will not shy away or give my wicket away. And I did something which I shouldn't have. Mikey was waiting at his run-up for me to get ready. And as walking back from square leg umpire to the crease, I looked at him and, showed him two fingers. And that's the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. And Sunil has been always telling me, whether you hit a four or do whatever you do as a batsman, never look up into the eyes of the bowler. And that's what he told us in Australia. So anyway, I did that because I was annoyed, terribly annoyed, because they were not trying to get me out, they were trying to hit me. And I was resting. The more I was getting hit, the more determined I was getting. And there came the ball, the delivery which I didn't see. I don't know if it was a beamer, it was a bouncer. And unfortunately, the end Michael was bowling. His side spin were small. So his hand would come invariably on top of the side spin. And on top of the side spin, there was a commentator's box, which was dark. They couldn't afford to put light because it would disturb the batsman. And surely it came from there. And having been set for so long, meaning batted day and a quarter, and I didn't see the ball. So you can imagine how quick it must have been. And maybe with the injury, I lost a little bit of concentration. And it came and hit my ear. And my ear, the specs went flying. And I don't know, it was earthquake in my head. It was ringing bells. All sorts of things are happening. Chandresh, I only knew one thing which I had learned or kept in mind is Murray contacted a corporate investigation and he went unconscious. So I made sure that I don't close my eyes. Doesn't matter what happens. I'm not going to get unconscious. I kept my eyes open and I was sitting on my feet. And Clive came and pushed me down and asked me to lie down. So I was lying down and, everything was going around. I was feeling giddy, looking the sky going around. Everything was happening. And it was, something else was making noise in my brain. It was a terrible feeling. And then we had Krishnamurti coming to, sort of carry me. I said, don't carry me, just help me. I need only support. Let me walk back. Because I didn't want to again get unconscious. So I walked back, went to the dressing room. Dressing rooms were not great. We had benches and lockers to put things. So I was asked to lie down on the bench with pad under my head. And it was bleeding profusely, meaning my shirt, trousers, my pads, gloves, everything was full of blood. Couldn't find the doctor. 15, 20 minutes, everybody shouting, where's the doctor, where's the doctor? Luckily, Vishy had got hit before me. And he broke his finger. So a doctor friend of his had come from US to see the match. And he was there, so he came rushing. And then came the West Indian doctor. And both of them started, having arguments. One is saying, no, the cut is outside, the bleeding is coming from outside. Our Indian doctor, he said, no, it is bleeding from inside, which is dangerous. They said, no. And, by lunchtime, what the West Indians are, they are happy people, with their dark rum, talking all sense. So that's what went on. So ultimately, I was carried to the hospital. And hospital also, the scene and the dilemma that I went through, Chandresh, it was a crazy experience. I mean, first hospital took so much time, refused to, accept me. So we shifted to another hospital, private hospital. There also it took so long to register. I was lying on the stretcher, bleeding. Somebody pushed me, my stretcher, somewhere else in the corner. And I hear these people after registration shouting, where is the patient? Where is the patient? Now I'm listening to all this, but I couldn't talk. Here I am, But anyway, they found me and put me into ICU. So I was there for 48 hours. They wanted to extend. But the team was leaving back to India. Immediately after test match, I said, no, I told Polikatha, I am not staying here. I'm going back with the team. The doctor said, no, it is not advisable because the cabin pressure would create a lot of problems for him. So I had busted my eardrums. So I say, I don't care. Give me any medication, whatever. I will go through it. And that was it. Got onto the plane and I was quite relaxed in a way that, well, I'm going home. I'm not staying here. So that was it.
And you had surgery as well, right? Once you came back.
I had 2 surgeries, Chandresh. After I came back on my ear, I used to get, some kind of whistling sound all the time till I finished my second surgery, which was almost over a month. And even today, I have problem, listening a little less from my left ear and gets blocked. Even today, on and off. So it's like, well, I have to get on with it. There's no question.
And I find it very fascinating because I was reading your interview in, I think it was Sports Week, April 1983, when you were recalled for the West Indies tour. And there was a specific question to you about wearing helmet. And you very pointedly said in that you feel that wearing a cap is enough, even after that episode in Jamaica. And,
Yeah.
and you gave specific reason why you felt wearing a helmet was not that advisable, and why you preferred wearing a cap against quick bowling. Uh, when did you change your mind about wearing a helmet?
I think it was after 78, 77. Because helmets came into picture only during the Packer series, right?
Yeah.
That is 77. So only after that, because everybody insisted that I wear, because I had got hit. So even my father insisted that you must get used to helmet. Because I used to feel very uncomfortable, especially with the glasses on. They used to become very foggy. And, suddenly I had to move off while batting. But somehow then I had to force myself to get used to it. And it was very uncomfortable for me. And I always thought the cap is good enough. Why? Because the moment I started wearing helmet, I was a little relaxed, maybe 2%, that I'm not going to get hit. So that probably might be a reason for me to say that the cap was good enough, because there you have to concentrate 110%, not only 100%.
And sir, when you started off as a middle order batsman, then you moved up the order. Uh, do you think that move up the order was fruitful for you in hindsight, that you opened the innings for India?
Well, Chandresh, I had never opened, not even for my state, neither in the school, neither in the university. First time I opened was in for India, and that too at the request of Paulie Umbriger, Bishan Singh Bedi, and Sunil Gavaskar. And they thought that after the first Test match in Barbados, second Test match we were playing in Trinidad, and that's when they came and asked me that, whether I would open. And they said, "You have the best technique besides Sunil and Rishi." I said, "Yeah, but what happens if I don't? I'm not used to opening and the new ball." He said, "No, don't worry. If you don't do well, you will be, you'll be back at your middle order." I said, "Fine, then I'll try it out." And we that time used to stay in one place for about 12 days, for 14 days. To play a side game, first class game against that particular county for 4 days. Then we have a rest day for 2 days, and then test match for 5 days, 6 days. So, we were playing Trinidad Tobago. And I opened, and I got 100. Mind you, there also, my first over, I got a Yorker from that bowler called Prince Bartnell. He was quick. West Indies, everybody is quick. There is nothing like slow. And he was tall, 6'6" probably, and hit me on my boot, and it was swollen. And I was limping. But anyway, I put a tape around, right, and carried on, because there was nothing that you could do like what today, the physios and trainers can do. And got 100. So I was stacked as an opening batsman. And thereafter, I don't think I looked back, or neither the selector looked back. They never thought of putting me back into the middle order.
And I think one of your finest moments was getting that 201 against Pakistan, where you batted for 671 minutes. And this was at Jalandhar. What do you remember most about that knock? Because I'm sure that it's one of the finest moments of your career.
Getting double hundreds or double hundred, how we get it doesn't matter. Not many can do that in Test cricket. But I think what I remember of that match is that we had lost early wickets. Sunil had got out early, Rishi had got out early. It was me and Roger Benny who had a partnership. Now, the thing was to stop the slide. We had to stay on the wicket as long as possible and get as many runs as possible. And that inning of mine was more of patience and determination to stay there and grind the runs rather than belting runs. And that was the approach. And that's why I batted for so long and got a double. I remember Zahir Abbas was captain, and he came and congratulated me on my double 100. And he got so wild. He said all sorts of things to me. बोला अभी 300 करना है तो 300 भी कर ले, वो भी मत छोड़ना. He was so annoyed.
And a year later, you played your last Test match for India. Did you feel you could have continued in Test cricket and the selectors could have been a bit more patient?
I think so. But I don't regret what I've done. Let me be very, very clear. I feel I would have continued for the simple reason the last Test match that I played in Calcutta. We played England, and Collins was bowling quick. And Calcutta, normally the morning and the late afternoon are two times that the ball seams a lot. But especially in the morning, the wicket is nice and juicy. So it seams and swings and has good follow. Now we opened, me and Sunil, and I got hit on my knuckle from Kawans in the third over or fourth over, third over. And I batted on. But as the time went, it started throbbing and I started getting pain. I couldn't put my hand down to hold the bat. And the moment I used to do that, it used to pain a lot. So I told Sunil, he said, it doesn't matter. Now I don't think he'll bowl a lot. At drinks, what you do is, just after drinks, you just play the Edmonds or somebody will come and bowl. And just play one ball and just say you're hurt and you cannot bat anymore and you point. What it meant was basically getting off that difficult time in the morning. So the rest of the batsmen to come don't have to face me. So I agreed. I batted till tea time. And till drinks break. And thereafter, I said, okay. Like Sunny said, I thought Edmonds will come and bowl. And again, Kavan continued. And again, he bowled a quick one. And by then, when I removed my gloves at the drinks interval, I showed Sunny my index finger had gone double the size. And it was painful. So he said, never mind, you just play one ball and go. And Kavan's came. And again, he bowled a short one on the off stump and I nicked it. And I was caught behind. So I went back. Now, why I feel I could have is I did well for the team. I followed captain's instructions. So whatever I did, had I walked in the third over, probably I would have still carried on playing. But having done that, I thought it was not worth doing it. These are the afterthoughts. And I asked one of the players, I wouldn't like to name, but he said, you made a biggest mistake, you should have walked off. And after that, I was never selected. I was dropped from the team. And I never played back for India. So, doing something for the team at that particular juncture didn't pay off. So maybe I would have been a little selfish and not think about the team. And my career would have been extended.
But you did make your ODI comeback in 87, 88, again against West Indies. Again, the West Indies is a running theme in your career. So you're coming back as an ODI player.
I like them. I like the West Indians. I like the music.
So you're coming back again in 87 after the World Cup. What was your mindset like when you made your comeback in 87 in one-day cricket? Because till then you had been slotted as a test match opener, and then suddenly you're being brought back in, and that too in one-day cricket.
No, actually what I was told was they're giving me one day just to get, because there was a gap between 83 and 89, or 85 and 89. Getting used to the pace. I think Patterson was there in that time. He was also quick. So I said, okay. So I played one ODI and then second two ODIs. Didn't get runs. I don't think I got runs. I got out stupid way. And thereafter, I was not, considered. Considered in the sense I was picked for one day so that I get used to the pace and play test match. But since that did not happen, Shrikant came in my place and he played.
And you then continued playing in domestic cricket, and in your last match for Baroda scored 100 and retired. What was your
double, Chandresh?
Yeah, scored a double and retired. So what
That's
was
like my father. His last match also he scored a double.
So what was going through your mind at that time when you called it a day?
I was contemplating it since I was not playing for India. There was no point blocking a place in the team where the youngsters would get a chance. Kiran Mori was almost ready to take over. think mentally I was prepared to go out. So it's very hard to give up cricket. Let me tell you, to make that decision. Because cricket is your life. You know, all these years, what you have lived on, not love and fresh air, but cricket. And that particular moment, well, I was happy that I contributed so much to the Baroda cricket team as a player, as a captain. And I'm going out on a high, getting a double run. And that also I got run out. So things are okay. I think I accept it. It's time for me to go, make way for the youngsters. And that's exactly what my approach was.
And the very next year, you became a national selector.
I don't think it was next day.
Next year.
I think it was the following year.
Yeah.
6 months, I think 6 months or whatever. Because 92 I retired, 92 I became selected.
So how would you look back at those 4 years with Guddappa Vishwanath as chairman? How was those 4 years?
Wonderful, Chandresh. Wonderful experience. A lot to learn as a selector, because as a player you always thought that you have been dropped, you have been paid, you have been dropped, you have been paid, you have been dropped, and you get annoyed. And you always feel that you should have been there. But when you become a selector, you realize what one was feeling was not right. It was wrong. So, there is transformation of thoughts as an individual from player to selector with greater responsibility, because you must have a greater outlook and wide range of acceptance, and use your experience to select players. There are a lot of players who did extremely well in the domestic cricket, Ranji Trophy, Dulip Trophy, Ran Trophy. But you must have your judgment whether he would do well at international level. Because there's a big gap in the class of domestic and international. The pressure is different. And that's where the actual thing of selection came in. And me and Rishi, I think we got along very well. I mean, we were on the same page all the time when we were discussing about the players. And so was Ajit Wadekar and Azharuddin being captain. So, it was good gelling between us, the selectors and the team counterparts. And the 4 years went on so well, and we had, very good results in those 4 years. I think we won almost everything.
Was it tough to take calls on cricketers that you had played with, say Shrikant, Shastri, Kiran More, Kapil Dev? Was it difficult in that sense?
Yeah, difficult. You do get little, I won't say carried away, but you think a little that, well, he's good. He's not bad. But it's just that temporarily he's not informed. But as against that, when you look at team's interest and the performance of the team, I think that overtakes your emotions and sentiments. But one good thing that we used to do, me and Rishi, we had decided that we will go and talk to the player. Whoever is dropped, that is not the end of the world. He will come back. That you will come back, provided carry on your work, hard work, keep performing. Your time will come. And we should tell them reason also, why he's been dropped. Is it the performance, is it the attitude, is it the discipline, whatever, blah, blah. So that way, I think the entire 4 years, the journey went on very well, Chandresh.
And you also coached twice, and you had a good run in one-day cricket, especially in '98, and you formed a terrific combination with Mohammad Azharuddin, especially. What are your memories of that first tenure that you had when you won a lot of one-day tournaments in '98, did well against Pakistan as well at home in the Test match? What are your memories of your time as a coach?
Well, Chandresh, to be very frank, when I was appointed coach, I had a bit of advantage of being a selector for 4 years. But at the same time, the Indian team that time had big names. most of the players had played a lot of cricket, a lot more cricket than I had played. So it was that much difficult for me to, sort of start controlling them straight away. I had to get them into confidence and, thereafter start giving suggestions, and then they start accepting and start believing in you. So that was a process that I went through. Took a bit of time, but I had to work for it day in, day out, on the field, off the field, and a lot of man management. And like the 19 team, Indian team, when I was the coach, I could tell the boys, don't do this, stop this, do this, do as I say. Don't try anything else. But here I couldn't do that. So unless until I got them into confidence, you talk about Sachin, Rahul, Lakshman, Saurav, Anil, Srinath, Venkatesh Prasad. I mean, a whole lot. Actually, a lot of cricket. And I didn't expect them to listen to me straight away. But I said, I will make them believe in me one day. Sooner the better. And I kept on working on that. And it paid off, Chandresh. See, the results came later. What I believed was the teamwork, keep their focus on, keep them, very relaxed mood, not to see tension on anyone, and make sure they're comfortable, whether on the field and off the field. And that time the managers who used to come were mostly non-cricketers. So they had no clue, no idea as to what a cricketer requires. What does he mean by comfort? Whether it's the hotel room, whether it's transport, whether it's travel, whether it's food, lunch, dinner, breakfast, everyone had different ideas. Somebody wanted South Indian, somebody wanted North Indian, somebody wanted Maharashtrian, somebody wanted Gujarati. So it was all a mix of that. And there's so many languages spoken in the dressing room. So all that, converting everything into one was a big challenge, which I accepted. And once things fell in place, then everybody started believing that this man is saying something which is worth trying. And I should tell them, don't do as I say. I'm saying try it out. I should put it in a very suggestive way. Because I was convinced that this is what is wrong. And if they try it, they'll be happy with it. Which exactly happened.
You also were the first Indian coach to work with, say, a foreign assistant coach in Bobby Simpson and physio in Andrew Kokinos. Was that easy to handle the different culture and different influence in the team?
Well, Bobby was there only for the World Cup, 99. Andrew had just come in. And mind you, he was not a cricket physio or trainer. He was a football guy and a youngster. So it wasn't difficult at all to handle it.
And then you became coach again for a second time for a very short period and did quite well. Reached the finals of the Champions Trophy in Nairobi, and then the one-off test match against Bangladesh, and the Sharjah tournament also in between. How difficult or easy was it to take up that role for a short period?
That's a story by itself. See, after Chandresh, this is what I'm saying. After the World Cup, the thing was that we didn't qualify. Unfortunate loss against Zimbabwe. Otherwise, we would have, and we were playing great cricket till then. We didn't qualify, so we came back. Now, the problem was with, the selectors, that they were saying that, we must remove captain. We didn't qualify. So, fine. So, some of the people in that coterie said, then why coach? Remove him also. Now, this is typical Indian mentality. One has to analyze that the loss was because of captain or was it because of coach? Or was it because of players? The players did not perform, they failed to perform. They are performing all this while, except one game where the coach and captain is at default. And that was our batting fail. So it was individual problem. But no, whenever a team does well, they win. It's not captain and coach, it's the team, the players. If there is a loss, it's the coach and captain. So that is how it was. Anyway, so accepting the second. So when we came back, I was also thrown out. I was asked to hand over the charge to Kapil Dev. I said, okay. So I was in Bombay. I landed and I said, I got a call from secretary that hand over the charge to Kapil Dev. I said, okay, but where's Kapil Dev? He's in Delhi. So what do I hand over? I don't have files or anything. And my report has been sent to the president for the World Cup. Okay. So I'll tell Kapil. I said, fine. So that was it. So I was a goner. Kapil lasted for 6 months, 8 months, whatever. And thereafter, the match fixing thing was on that time, Chandresh, which was a big time, as far as the media was concerned and the exposure of players was concerned, the behavior of players were concerned. There were a lot of protocols which were introduced. So, after Kapil resigned, I get a call from the secretary that we request you to take over. I say, you are the one who have removed because I am not good, obviously. Now you want me to take over again? I say, no, sorry. I say, I can't do that. Then I get a call from president. Then I get a very senior member of the CCI calling me. I don't want to name them because they are no more. And I sent it for almost 10, 12 days. But ultimately, Chandresh, then back of my mind, I thought that, well, it is the Indian cricket under the circumstances, it's the Indian cricketers under the circumstances require somebody who can handle the press and keep them away from all those rubbish that was happening and keep them off the pressure of outside. So ultimately, I agreed. When I agreed, it was basically, I think it was Bangladesh, one of test match. That was the only tour I was told that you have to do only this. I said, okay. So we won that test match. Then last year of the test match, I get a call. Please carry on till Champions Trophy. I said, you said one ceiling, one door. No, we are in the process of appointing a foreign coach. So till then you continue. See, I like the chief. You're telling me only that you're going to be thrown out, but you serve till we appoint somebody. So I was like a servant. Anyway, I agree. So we went to Champions Trophy. We did well. We lost in the final. We should have won that final. But there again, I get a call. No, we are just about to appoint John Wright. So you do Sharjah. I said, please, for God's sake, what are you doing? You're throwing me out. You're telling me we are going to throw you out. And you're asking me to continue also. And I had, the coaches never got paid like what they are getting paid today. Or the foreign coaches got paid. I was like any other player, getting daily allowance and match fees. And in spite of doing well, if you look at my success rate as a coach of the Indian team, as good as anybody else. Even then I accepted. I said, okay, for sake of Indian cricket, I will do it. And I did it. And that was the story. Chandresh, that till the last I did Champions Trophy where Zahir and Yuvraj made their debut. Ganguly captained the team. I gave my 100%. In spite of knowing that I'm going to be thrown out tomorrow. But I didn't leave any stone unturned till then.
So if I were to sum it up, as a player, you sacrificed for the team, and as a coach, you sacrificed for the team and the Indian cricket. But both times, they didn't treat you well in the end, as in it did not end well.
Well, I would say everything. At the end of it, like today, if you ask me, I won't say that I am not happy. I'm quite happy with what I have done. I always draw a line. I always think that I've got more than what I deserve. That's the way I satisfy myself. So I don't keep cribbing and be unsatisfied. And the way things have come my way, I don't think it has come to anybody's way for that matter. Right from playing to selection to coaching to BCCI administrating, so many committees that I was involved, CAC I was involved. I did a lot of commentary as well in the World Cups. So all these things together, people always think, and a lot of people feel that, well, why should only Aunshuman get all these privileges, all these jobs? You become a selector, you become a coach, junior coach, senior coach. Then he's been asked in the affiliation committee of BCCI, then he's been asked to come to CAC to select coaches and this and that. And again, also thing, but the fact is, I never ever once requested BCCI to consider my name for any of these jobs. Neither administrative, neither coach, neither selector. It has come my way. And it has come my way, I don't know, because I did my job very sincerely, very seriously, and very successfully. That's what maybe they have prompted. And lastly, I think maybe I didn't charge anything. I did it for free. Just my, sort of attachment to Indian cricket, that I have been attached to cricket for the last 50 years. Even today, I am in the Apex Council. That too, I have not asked BCCI. It is the All India cricketers, ex-cricketers who have elected me. And that's how I am in BCCI Apex Council. So, in short, when you look at it, people who envy me or being a blue-eyed boy of BCCI, I think is incorrect. I don't think it is correct. If that was the case, I wouldn't have been elected now by All India. It's not a regional election or state election or, party election. It is All India election. One time, one day. And all ex-cricketers, why I feel great is there are so many cricketers who have not seen me. They must have heard of me, of what I've done. And they voted for me. And that's why I'm there today. So this, I think, should send a message that what you need to do yourself to be there consistently on the scene of cricket. The last, like I've been for 50 years and I'm still there.
You bring me to the next question about Apex Council. What is your specific role as a member of the Apex Council? I think you and Shanta Rangoswamy both are player represent. What is your specific role with the Apex Council?
We are the representative of the players, All India Cricketers Association, ICA, where all the members are there. We are the representatives of all these players into Apex Council of BCCI. We are supposed to carry recommendations of Indian Cricket Association. There are 5 directors in ICA. they recommend that these are the things which me and Shanta have to carry to Apex Council and put up in Apex Council to get things approved, into whatever discussions and collaborations, whatever, and help get things done. That's our job.
Do you think that the remit can increase to even look at the current players and what they want?
Would love to. I think that is the correct way of doing it, but unfortunately, the ICA Memorandum of Association, Articles of Association does not permit, as approved by Supreme Court. They thought that current players should not get involved, unlike other countries like Australia, England, and other places. But that would have been ideal because the welfare of players means ex and present as well.
Because there are lots of reports about current players, not Ranji Trophy players, looking for payments and contracts and so on and so forth.
Correct.
Would that have helped in raising that
Yes.
issue, or you can raise that issue anyways?
No. Functioning of ICA, Indian Cricket Association, should not be taken as a union. It should be taken as part of BCCI to ease out things, ease out the burden on BCCI as far as all the players are concerned, whether it's domestic or international, and try and look at their welfare. That is what ICA is meant for, and not to fight against BCCI. So, for me, if the current cricketers, if they were involved, I thought it would have been much better, would have carried a lot more bigger platform to BCCI.
No, also I want to know, so as member of the Apex Council, can you raise issues about current players, or is it only related to ex-players only?
No, at the moment it is related to only ex-players.
Okay. So
but as an Apex Council member, which is a governing body of BCCI, once I sit in the meeting of Apex Council, then I cease to be as, the representative of cricketers. Then I'm Apex Council. Then you're looking at overall view of BCCI, welfare of BCCI, welfare of Indian cricketers, and everything. The decisions are taken. It's not only ICA. There's so many other things that get involved.
And how good is it to have cricketers as part of the highest decision-making body? Because it wasn't the case in the previous structure, but now that you're part of that, because you are not, say, allowed to be, say, part of working committee as former players, but now it is a smaller group. Is it good?
Like what?
So I'm saying that earlier it was the working committee, which was the highest decision-making body. Now it is Apex Council, smaller group, but players are involved. You, Shanta, as player representatives. So in that sense, the players have a voice. So is that good in a way?
Yeah. Because I believe what players can do, what decisions players can take, or what players can suggest. All administrators can't. And what administrators can do, the players can't. If I'm given 500 crores, me and Shanta, and told to invest and get best of it, and give it to somebody who's a corporate guy sitting in the Apex Council who knows to handle 500 crores, you do a better job. So there has to be two compartments. That's what I feel. Cricket is one, administration. Everybody thinks that, well, cricketers will make great administrators. I don't agree to that. No.
So one final question. Your nickname Charlie, how did that come about? Because I've read about it a few places. How did that nickname come about?
It happened Chandresh in New Zealand. Bishan was captain. So Bishan had a rule that every member of the team, match, no match, 7 o'clock have to be in the bar. Drink, no drink. Have tea, have coffee, have soft drink, whatever. But half an hour at 7 to 7:30, you got to be there. and then disperse. When you want to go out for lunch, go back to your room, or do whatever you want. One day I got late. Meaning I had, annoyed with something that happened on the tour, and I didn't want to go. So Bishan made sure that I come down. So I went down at 7:15. So the entire team was there. So Bishan got hold of me and took me to the counter. Now there used to be one old lady. She used to be there every day to serve tea, coffee, drinks, whatever. And she looked at me and said, "Yes, Charlie, what can I get you?" And Bishan was there. That's where he caught up his name, Charlie. And that's how it started, and it never stopped.
So for all your old cricket mates, you're still Charlie.
Yeah, most of them. Some of the juniors started telling me, I said, "Please don't call me Charlie, call me Paji." Because I said, Kapil Dev calls me Paji and you call Kapil Paji.
Thanks a lot, sir, for giving your valuable time. Really enjoyed this chat going down memory lane. Really, really valuable time. Thanks a lot, sir.
Okay, Chandresh, welcome. Take care.